Our latest edition of the World Confectionery Conference is due to be held in the UK this October. Linked to that, we go behind the scenes with Waleed Nasir of Cargill to discuss the company's approach to sustainability within cocoa supply chains, which is vital to the future of the sector around the world.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I think for me, it's a lot of excitement is to be able to meet customers in person, peers in person, stakeholders in person. I think that always helps. And we were talking about this as well with, yes, we've been a while since the COVID restrictions have really lifted, but I think we always savor such interactions in person. And I think this is one of those opportunities to have and interact on greater topics like sustainability. And I think we will have some very meaningful conversations. So I look forward to it.
One of the core themes of the event is going to be about sustainability and business resilience in challenging times. So this is a subject that's obviously close to your heart. So can you tell me about Cargill's take on sustainability and how you came to join the company recently yourself?
I think when it comes to Cargill, it's essentially what we try to do is, as a big player in the foods and ingredient space, it's to feed the world. And I think inherently, I've spoken about this quite a few times, inherently that's a sustainable thing to do. Now, how do we do that in the best way possible? By doing the right things. Within the cocoa supply chain, we have through our flagship sustainability program, which is the Cargill Cocoa Promise, we produce a portfolio in the end that we position towards our customers who can then have the right kind of impact on the communities that we source our cocoa from. And through this process, it's a matter of how do we measure, how do we improve, and also with that information and the data that all of it is collected, we also then plan on the right kind of implementation plans and the interceptions that we need to do in the right kind of areas. So I think it's a whole process that is guided by our theory of change. And the product of that is the Cargill Cocoa Promise, the program that we have in the origin.
Briefly, that's in its 10th year now. So how significant is that to the business, would you say?
Yeah, I think we see that in the market, in the market dynamics. I feel one is what our consumers want in the end. And we feel that all the consumer indicators that we see on preferences, is signal towards a shift that has already been made towards the need for more sustainable products. And that's not just in the food space, that's almost everywhere. You look at the materials industry, or you look at even the tech areas, what are the emissions at the end of it? So we see this trend all throughout. And we look at more specifically when we talk about the cocoa supply chain, we have seen major challenges that we have faced as an industry in the past. I think Cargill Cocoa Promise, with its 10 years, has made significant impact working with local implementation partners. And I think that's perhaps the most important part of getting this to a level that we can all appreciate it, is to work with the local bodies, with the local implementing partners. And I think with those sustainability projects, the important thing is how do you get that into the market with our customers as well? And I think that entire link that needs to be established. I think we've tried to do that with the Cargill Cocoa Promise. There's still a long ways to go. And I think it's still 10 years young. So there's a lot more need for innovation, and we're actively working towards that. And I feel the other side of it is also what we all see as an industry is the regulations around procurement and sourcing principles. And I think that really Cargill Cocoa Promise helps us position ourselves in the best way possible to be able to not only comply, but also do more. And like I said, which is the right thing to do as well as a business.